been called the most disturbing fragrance ever made. This is Inexcusable Evil by Toskovat. This fragrance came out in 2022, so there are plenty of reviews to look at. I'm gonna read you like a small sample. First, it's important to know that there are apparently very strong notes of like blood and iodine and pew-pew powder. Reading off my computer over here, to me when I smell this fragrance, it almost makes me think of someone who just got into a really bad motorcycle accident. It definitely does smell medical and accident-like. If you have health anxiety, steer clear. Disgusting and incredibly unsettling. It feels like an apocalypse. A pew-pew still hot after being fired and a giant puddle of cool sticky blood on the floor. Someone trying to do an impromptu surgery and sterilizing with iodine. And this is the one that could be a problem for me with my history. Smells like dying in a hospital and having nobody come visit. Smells like knowing it's all over. Shelly, I saw your other disgusting perfume videos on my FYP. Why do you keep doing this? You guys keep watching. Now, I will say there are people who like this and wear this. Kind of like Secretions Magnifique, where like I had a very strong bad reaction to that. And a lot of people in the comments were like, I love this, it smells great on me. I don't know. I am immediately getting hospital, immediately. Oh. Okay, I like don't like the emotion I'm feeling when I smell this. There's a concrete note in there that I definitely get. Let me see how other notes are. So the rest are like sort of normal perfume notes, I think, just kind of like round it out and make it not too crazy weird. Ozonic notes, I don't like ozonic notes. It smells like something bad happened outside. So there's definitely blood, concrete, pew-pew powder. I get the iodine. All the notes are in there for sure. Definitely hospital-like, but stronger than the actual hospital smell. Like, take hospital smell and like 10x it. This is really kind of wild. I will say this though, there's some woody notes in there and stuff that actually rounds it out and does make it perfume. You know, this isn't purely novelty, you know, gag video. Like, this is thoughtful. Sorry, I know that's not like the most fun review. You probably would rather see me gagging. There is almost a sense of like being outside in a city on a hot day where like the pavement is like very hot and there's like car exhaust and, you know, there's construction somewhere and there's fumes. Like, I almost, you know, walking through New York City on a 95-degree day, like, can smell a little bit like this. But for sure, if you're someone who's been through a lot of medical treatment and surgeries and procedures and biopsies and been in a lot of ORs, there are some recognizable fragrances in here. I would agree with the reviewer that says be careful with this if you have associations like that. I get everything everyone said about this smells like a car accident or something. Yeah, it does. It smells like the aftermath of an explosion or something. Another review said, it smells like you're the last soldier in your, you know, platoon and you just got hit. I get that too. This smells like a feeling and it's not a good feeling. Okay. That's why I wouldn't wear this. Not because it's not well made. This is very well made. Toskovat is really known for like evoking a feeling with his fragrances and treating it as art more so than like something people are actually gonna wear. So he does make wearable perfume as well, but it's almost like not the main point of what he does. So they kind of say. Okay, editing Shelly here. It got on my thumb, like it does a lot of times when you use one of those dabbers. I gotta tell you, it doesn't smell terrible. I get a lot of the wood. I get more of that hot city thing. Sorry, spam call. I'm gonna wash this off, but I'm not desperate to. I get why there are people who wear this. I get it. I doubt I ever will, but I'll keep it around. Editing, Shelly. I need to learn to like wait before I speak because dry downs can be really different than the opening. We all know this. I like this. This smells really good. It's drying down into just like a woody, it's very metallic. That's where like the blood note, like what does blood smell like? Metallic, right? Like iron. Very strong metallic, a little smoky, and very woody. It's actually becoming like kind of pleasant. Like I might consider putting more on and like wearing it and seeing how I feel about it. That would probably be worth a separate review, me actually like wearing it throughout the day. Because again, it still evoke that weird feeling, but I gotta hand it to Toskovat here. He made a novelty, like weird fragrance that actually is really great perfumery. So anyway, all right. I'm gonna let like original Shelly finish what she was saying. All right, bye. This is the last really gross perfume that I got in my last haul. I've done sort of like the big four now. Your Eau de Space, Eau de Luna, Secretions Magnifique, and Inexcusable Evil. Those are sort of like the most well-known of the weird, disturbing, super gross out fragrances. This wasn't super gross out, but it does do something to your brain for sure. Anyway, so if you guys have more, I've gotten a lot of suggestions for other like gross fragrances I can try. If you have suggestions, leave them in the comments. Or for good perfume, but you know, that's like sort of a separate video. I make videos about good perfume too. But if you want to see what crazy thing I smell next, hit the follow. Yeah, we'll talk soon.